Yeah, you did it.
We're live.
Oh, we are.
Good
We're
job,
live. Okay,
Bryn.
so here we go. Hey there, my name's Bryn Vanderswag, and I'm president of GutterExperts.com and founder of GutterCon, which is being held in Orlando, Florida, February 10th to 12th at Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center. I love to chat with people in the gutter industry, suppliers, inventors, manufacturers, and gutter guys and gals just like you and me. I enjoy finding out about how they got into business, where they came from, and what their businesses are doing in the gutter industry today. Please welcome my guests for today, Megan, Tay, Amanda, and Martha. These women are all members of a group that run Admin Bootcamp Adventure. Megan and I have been working together and hanging out for the past year or so. She and her husband co-own a gutter cleaning business in California, as well as running her own accounting firm called Likes Accounting. As for the rest of these lovely ladies, this is my first time meeting them. So let's start off with some introductions. How's everyone doing?
Hi, Bryn.
Hey.
So good to see you. Thanks for having us. We're really excited to be here. And thanks for letting us wing it. Bryn's like, hey, can we talk before? And I was like, no, we're just going to wing it. It's going to be great. He's like,
Yeah, so we're actually on Facebook Live right now. Is that right?
We are live on Facebook.
Okay. First time for me.
It's technically your second time.
Second time, that's right. Yeah.
I can't believe we've only been friends for a year. I feel like you've been my buddy for like a lifetime. Bryn and I have hung out in Phoenix multiple times, Denver, Nashville.
We weren't in Nashville together.
Yeah, we were.
Were we?
We were at a Gaylord hotel in Nashville together.
Oh yeah, man, that was a real good time.
Okay, so these are my friends. They're way smarter than me. Tay is to my right. I'm gonna have Tay introduce herself. We are putting together an admin training also in Orlando, also around the time of GutterCon, so that we can all collaborate. And it is going to be in Orlando, Florida, February 9th and 10th. And each of us have different areas of expertise that we like to train and empower admins about. So we have done this twice now, and it's a pretty epic transformation. And each of us has our little areas. So I talk about money. I talk a lot about money and how your admin can really impact the money of your business and the money of your community, family, employees' lives. Your admin can kind of be the keystone of all of that. So I teach them how to not be afraid of it. And so I'm going to pass to Tay, who is our marketing expert. Her camp counselor name is Social Butterfly. So take it away, Tay.
Yes, super excited to be here with you guys. Thank you, Bryn, for having us. So my background is in marketing, as Megan said, and I come from the world of pressure washing. So my husband and I own a pressure cleaning business in South Florida. And for me, I love teaching admins how to be able to not be afraid of social media, of understanding their customer journey, and really being able to curate that experience. So that way they know exactly what the customer's feeling, understand the processes they're going through, and really can guide them through that safely, comfortably, and build that know, like, and trust value for them. So we do a lot of social media, which is fun. It's the bright colors and the fun graphics and all those things, but we really do get into the nitty gritty of, what that journey looks like for a customer, what your ideal customer really is, who Mrs. Jones is for your business. And then curate, like I said, those graphic design pieces around that. So it's been a lot of fun, like Megan said, watching the transformations that happen and just getting to see the community that's come together. So I'm enjoying every moment of it, but I think our people person to my right here, Martha, I don't know what she is on the screen for you guys, but she's to the right for me. And when she curates an experience, it's insane. So you got to hear how she does the people side of things for us.
My camp counselor name is Director of Fun. So anyway,
and Martha and Bryn, like they just met today, but they're going to be like BFFs, because if you were at GutterCon last year, it was like an epic experience. And then we went to QDS and it was like an epicer, slightly parallel epic. It was a very, So
it was epic.
Evidently competing against each other for conference experiences, Bryn.
And and just to hijack for 2 seconds, we're talking about like a skybox at a hockey game. We're talking about a concert at Red Rocks. We're talking about
Yeah.
a luau on the ocean in San Diego. And we're talking about an 80s party with like karaoke and dress
Wow.
up. Like,
Imagine if you merged the two, what would happen? Be
I'm
like,
telling you,
I can't.
like
we
a
are
hula hoop party at a skybox. Like,
we are merging all of those things, and I can't wait. So I'm going to be quiet so you guys can actually become friends, and we can have more fun with our director of fun and our favorite Canadian. Go.
So back to our admins. So what we do, well, my role, I'm the people person. And when your admins come to admin bootcamp, the two main things that I'm trying to impress upon the admins is that they have so much input on retention, employee retention.
yeah.
So we talk a lot about like how to handle the difficult conversations and how important it is to address any issues early on. Now, the owner may take some of that, but there's no reason that the admin properly trained can't address the, hey, I just need to let you know that you've been absent X number of times, but or whatever that thing is, instead of just ignoring the problem until it's a big problem. And then it's hard to save people at that point in time. And then the other big thing that we concentrate on is that recognition. I almost said rewards and recognition because that's what I talk to owners about, but recognition is super important for our employees. And I feel like especially for service employees, because maybe our service techs came from homes where they weren't told, hey, you're great, you have so much potential, all of these things. And in a service business, when we have those people, boy, I feel like one of our big roles is that we can really influence their self-confidence and what they think of themselves, and they tie those feelings with working at your company. So those are the two big things that we work on in admin bootcamp in the people department.
Right.
And we didn't know what we were getting into the first time that we went. And we'll all say that we're going to take before and after pictures this next time, because the admins come in scared to death. A lot of times they've never traveled, all of the things. And then at the end, they're like, I've never felt so empowered in my life. Like they act like they're going to crush the world. And the thing about that is they come back and crush it for you, the owner, and they're so excited, and they see they're more than just answering the phone.
We had multiple owners say that they got the return on their investment in sales the first day their admin came back from boot camp. The first day. And we actually said, like, we're going to do a little bit of owner training going forward and be like, hey, don't screw this up. We're sending them back to you like a new person. Let them run with it. Like,
well, I guess I'll just quickly say this. Like, I just lost an admin person that I had for probably a year and a half. And I was getting close to the end of my season, and I just decided, okay, well, I probably don't need them or need to replace that person. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? You don't realize everything your admin person does.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
It's everything. Like just answering the phones, it's just crazy some days.
And that's the other thing, is that they come and they learn so much, but we take really good care of them. So, I feel like the admin has to put out a lot of fires, and they put out a lot of fires that you, the owner, have no idea they're putting out with clients, employees, all kinds of things. And so this is your chance to send them to this awesome training, and we take really good care of them. So anyway, I'm going to pass it to Amanda.
Hang on. Before you do, when we say that we take good care of them, We picked them up with a black car service last time. We had champagne in the car and custom cookies. When they get to their rooms have flowers in them.
Sounds like they're drunk by the
their
time they get to their room.
I mean, we had multiple admins say, "You're treating me like a queen." And we're like, well, because you are. Like, and it's about time somebody celebrates you and treats you like, no reflection on the owners, but we all know how we treat our admins. And
Yeah,
I
not
learned
good
from
enough.
Amanda and Amanda's company that shame on you if you ever say they just answer the phone. At Power
no,
Selling
they don't.
Pros, they have a whole new, your admin's job is to fill the schedule. Your admin's job is to keep everybody busy. Your admin's job is to like run an efficient company. We say Amanda's our secret sauce. So I'm going to stop talking to you now, but you are absolutely like, the first time Michelle was the fan favorite, and I think Michelle's still a fan favorite because she's not even here to talk about our epicness. But the second time it was like Michelle, Amanda, like they're both, wow.
Yep.
But Amanda's the reason that you're going to get return on your investment in day one.
No, everything's fantastic. I just am excited to be a part of the admin boot camp because it really is game changer for the admin. And a lot of times I'll hear an admin say, "Oh, well, I'm just in the office. I just answer the phones." And if they've ever said that, they need to take that out of their vocabulary because they are the director of first impressions for your company. I won't even give your company a shot unless I've had a good experience on that initial phone call. And so they are the voice of the company. And that's really where we approach it from. So I work specifically in the home service industries. I train all over the United States and work with admin. And so I'm excited to be a part of this. And we really focus on how do we win the moment with the customer so we book the call. Because as a customer, I call you expecting to book the call. If you just book the call, you gave me 3-star service. Like you did what I expected, you fixed it. Great. But it's what are those extra steps so that not only do you get the call booked, but you get customer loyalty, referrals, reviews, the add-ons, everything you need to grow a business. It starts with your admin. So they aren't an overhead cost. They are your profit center. And we want to turn them into that profit center for you.
And she does that. In each of us, we're going to give a 45-ish minute talk, and then we're going to help facilitate an hour-long workshop on our thing. So in Amanda's, okay, sorry, but at Power Selling Pros, they don't believe in call scripts. And I use Power Selling Pros to coach my admins. So it's CSR training specifically for admins on a monthly basis. So I've outsourced a lot of the coaching for what I consider to be a key position in my window cleaning, gutter cleaning company. But they don't preach a call script. They teach a call flow so that your admin can put like their own personality on a call. One of the fun takeaways with Admin Bootcamp Adventure is almost every admin left last time with a new greeting. What were some of our favorites? Can we each say some of our favorites?
Man, there were so many different ones. Could be anything, right? Because the thing about how can I help you is we all hear it and we tune it out. Costco return line asks me, how can I help? My doctor's office, the bank. And so we're just used to it. So there's this opportunity from the get-go to be different than all your competitors, to be different just in the greeting. So whether it's how can we make your day better? How can we exceed your expectations? How can we make you smile today? Whatever you want to be, incorporate your slogan. If you call Power Selling Pros, I answer the phone and I answer with, how can I help you win the moment today? Because that's our slogan. We incorporated it.
Jeff likes to know our new greeting from and we've gone to the past two, our new greeting from the last one is, how can we help you maintain your home today?
That's a good one.
Bren, you could have something about how can we polish the jewelry on your house today or something.
Yeah, I know.
Bren calls,
don't worry about the smile on your house. Worry about the jewelry on your house, right, Tommy?
Like a Tommy Mello, Bren, like they have this whole, Tommy calls the garage door the smile. And Bren's like, well, your gutters are the jewelry.
Yeah,
there you go.
The bling of the house.
That's right.
But that's the whole idea. We just want them to be empowered and to make it their own, because scripts have a place, they're a good foundation, but how often does your customer follow the script?
Never. I mean, they don't have a script to follow, right?
Yes. And we can't tell the customer, excuse me, we're on step 2 and you jump to step 7. You're not allowed to do that. And so then we just kind of podge the call together, do the best we can. And you know, we get booked, it works. But if you can go in with a game plan of flow and then make it your own, but you still have a roadmap for the conversation, you can
Mhm.
have your personality, but have that game plan. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
So I gotta say one money thing, and then I'm gonna pass it back to you, Brent. I know you're the host, and I'm such a jerk, but we use Power Selling Pros. We went to Admin Bootcamp Adventure. We invest in our admin because she is our salesperson. We do most of our sales over the phone.
Mhm.
When I say most, I mean all, either online or over the phone. And we, with just these tweaks of the call flow, which you leave Admin Bootcamp Adventure with a custom call flow that your admin is putting her impression on, and then I show her how to leverage that for the sales of the company. So we're getting her buy-in or their buy-in. We've had male admins attend too. Don't want to be
Mhm.
sexist. We're getting their buy-in about how they can impact the bottom line of a company, how they can impact the sales of a company. And if you think about your admin, they're probably terrified of the word sales. Sales is this like scary, nasty word.
Mhm.
So Amanda shows them a call flow, and then I go up and I show them how they can actually triple the revenue of a business without any extra expenses, just by
Mhm.
implementing that call flow. And
Yeah.
my admin, we had an epic week that I had to celebrate. We won the moment. We had 100% conversion rate week, guys. Every
Wow.
call that came in, we closed. Now that's not, it was a 1 week, but we had 1 week, and I did the math and I told Amanda it was like an extra $18,000 or something in extra sales, no extra leads, no extra advertising spend, just from her learning how to win the moment, just
Mhm.
from learning how to answer come on guys, learning that call flow. So we get really like, we all
We
love
get a
this.
little geeked out about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, and then the hard conversations, I don't know, all of it's great, but Bren, you take it back. I mean, stop talking. I'm going to mute myself.
Well, I guess what I wanted to ask you guys about is, I've been interested in this boot camp that you guys have been running, especially these cute little outfits that you wear at the conferences. You look, what is it? The brownie or Girl Guide outfit?
Girl Scout and their merit badges and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Bren wanted us to
whole
come to
thing.
GutterCon just so we could be, he's like, but can't you guys just walk around in your outfits? I
Yeah.
was like, what are we, the
Be
paid
seen.
entertainment? What are we?
But, one thing that I'm trying to do with GutterCon is bring value to other gutter guys and gals out there in their businesses. And, it really is so important, that first phone call when they, that your phone for your business is picked up. It's so important. And you're right, as owners, and I'll say this too, like, we often don't even pay enough. We don't pay enough. It's the lowest paid position in the company usually.
Mine's the highest paid position. My admin makes more than my field supervisor.
Wow.
Yeah. It's that
So,
important.
yeah, I totally get it. So, how does your boot camp work? It's 2 days. Like, give us a rundown of how it works.
So yes, it's 2 days. So we started off by bringing them in the night before. That way we can have dinner with them, get to know everyone, really start to interact as a community. And then from there, we start hard, Bren. Like, it is 8 a.m. sharp the next morning. We are sitting down in class, ready to go. So we have class all day on the first day with a lunch break and some snack breaks and
I
fun
was
stuff.
gonna say, by hard, we like feed them breakfast and Amanda throws stickers at them and Martha gives them candy. Like, it's not like hard, like boot camp.
It is.
Okay, but I mean, we're eating and laughing and smiling and getting sticker rewards. I mean, it's.
But the
All
thing
day
is,
class.
done, because the stickers are rewarded because they're getting the things done and they're doing the hard work, which is what we want them to be there for. So once they get through that first day, we do have a nice dinner celebration with them after the first day, and then back at it again the next day. And again, just making sure that they're taking what they're learning and actually implementing that, right? Because you see so many owners that go to conferences in all different industries, and they'll come home and throw 15 new ideas on their team and be like, we're doing this, we're changing everything up, we're going for it. Well, this is the opportunity for the admin to do that, but actually get the work done beforehand, and then bring it home and continue to tweak and implement and adjust and make it work for their system and their business. So that's the cool part in our opinion about it, is it's not just you're going and sitting and listening to people. You're actually doing the hard things while you're there with those experts to make sure you're getting the things done before you go home.
Right.
Tay sends them home with a year of templates for social media and teaches them how to use Canva and has them actually schedule their first post while they're there. So everybody's like, my admin's not my social media manager. Well, like, well, why not? Like, if they're the ones getting the before and after pictures, if they're the ones getting like the team pictures when they're onboarded, why can't they be sharing that on social? And I have to say, like, the admins, they love it. They think it's really fun. So, and we send them home with stuff done because we know we had one admin and she came back and I think it was like, what was it? It was like 85 voicemails or something like,
Yeah, wild.
We know they're going to come back and you're going to be like, thank God you're back, take it all. And
Yeah.
so we send them home with it mostly done. And now they just get to tweak it.
That's the best part. You're not coming back with just ideas, you're coming back with content.
Right.
And they're like, now we get to come back and go, we're changing everything. We're doing this, we're doing that. Because, we as owners do that.
Yeah, as owners, we get to travel to conferences all the time. I mean, Brennan and I, we've been at like 4 conferences in the past. I can't believe it's only been 12 months, but it's truly been 12 months.
It's only been, yeah.
And we've hung out in all these places and we come back and our poor admins were like, new plan, guys, we're changing everything. And so we tell them on day 1, we're like, you get to go home and do that to your boss. And they actually paid for you to say that. Like, they're excited about it. They're on board with it.
So, being an owner, the big thing I think other owners would be thinking about is, I think the cost of sending someone, you've got a plane ticket, you've got the cost of the boot camp and hotel and all. I mean, that's all included, I think, in your cost. But, it's not cheap to do something like this. What's the big takeaway, I guess, after? I know you've been talking about all these things that they're going to do, but what's the big thing, the number one thing that they're going to take away from admin boot camp?
Conversion rate.
Conversion
I
rate.
feel like we could consistently say your conversion rate, even if they're not selling over the phone, you're still selling a sales appointment over the phone, right? So I would say, we haven't talked about this, but I would say 5 to 10% conversion rate increase in the first week being home.
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about your company, $1 million company, 5 to 10% conversion rate. Like, it's significant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an investment. There's no cost here. You get all your money back.
I'd like to say, if you save one employee, like if some of the tactics that in my section that we teach, and you save one employee, you paid for the cost of the registration for sure. And that could be said of everybody, every single section, you've saved that much.
Yeah.
And
The hard cost for me for onboarding a new employee is $5,500.
Yeah.
So if Martha can save me one employee by teaching my admin to have a hard conversation about attendance or about dress or about protocol or about whatever it is, walking around with a customer, she can save me one potential lost employee. That's $5,500 to my bottom line.
Wow. Yeah.
I
Totally
think
makes sense.
Michelle, I mean, we haven't got to talk about Michelle yet, and she teaches the admins how to bring this paper world that they're living in with sticky notes everywhere and just information about the business all over the place into one digital dashboard. It's like a digital binder for the business of like everything that admin is doing on a daily basis. So like you were saying before, Bren, how you've recently lost your admin. If you were to send your next admin to admin bootcamp, have her set up this digital dashboard, have her prepare everything, or him, I should say, then when you potentially lose that next one, or if that person graduates to another job, whatever happens, you now can easily train that next admin with that digital dashboard in less than, a month's time. I mean, you're not looking at some massive long training period because the work's already done for you from your previous admin.
Right.
And we have 2 alumni. One got promoted to general manager after going through admin bootcamp, and the other got promoted to sales manager after going through admin bootcamp. So, and one of those was they were both at our March one, and those promotions happened within 3 to 6 months. So if you think about how you're maybe leadership light, or you're needing to like recruit some leadership, why don't you let us train them for you? And then when they come back, they already have the training program for their replacement built out because of Michelle's genius. So they're easily replaceable. They're invested and bought in, and you can use them in an even more effective a position. Well, even more effective, but in another position in your company. And that's real life stories that have happened.
Yeah. I think, as owners, we're always so focused on, getting the next job and the revenue, and, the phone just rings, and, we don't even hear it ringing. Like, at least with me, I'm out in the field, and the only reason I'm seeing all the calls right now is because I don't have an admin person. I'm dealing with it. So, and I'm kind of in my slow season, to be honest with you. So it's slowing down for us. So I can just imagine what it's like in spring, summer, and fall.
Typical training of a technician is 5 to 30 days in our industry. Typical training of an admin is 1 day in our industry.
Think about that.
Think about that. And Amanda just said they're the profit center of your company. And so we decided, well, why don't we just do it for you? Like, you're not going to do it as an owner. We know you're not. You are not doing it, and it's not prioritized. And if you did do it, you wouldn't be very good at it. I know it's hard to hear, but this is not your strong suit. So we love it.
How often is the training? Here's the script, answer the phone.
Yeah.
And that's right. And it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. One of my favorite things, I was on the phone with a major airline, and I was trying to change my flight. And at the end, they asked me to stay on the phone for a 1-question survey. So they have one question to determine how effective their business is. And the question they asked me was, would you hire the person you just spoke on the phone with? Click 1 for yes or 2 for no. And so so think about all the calls you hear as an owner where you're like cringe a little bit and you're like, that just happened. And you're going, okay, if that customer was in charge of deciding if my CSR got to keep the job, click 1 for yes, 2 for no. What are they clicking? Because that is how valuable that position is.
You just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
Amanda is always with the knowledge bombs and the mic drop moments.
that is pretty cool. So what did you answer?
I love the person I spoke with. She kept her job. She kept her job. But I thought that was crazy. One question, and that's the one they chose to decide. And do you really need to know anything past that?
Yeah. And so smart, because the person talking to you knew that question's coming up. I mean, if there's a motivator, there you go.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys I guess you probably wouldn't talk about this at a men boot camp, but if you're talking to an owner, do you guys talk about incentivized pay?
So the really cool part is we have all these side conversations, right? So we took those side conversations, and one of the things we haven't talked about is they build a community. So if you think about it, you're going to conferences as an owner, meeting all these friends, and you call them when you get stuck. But your admin can barely call you or talk to you when they're stuck, because they're the only one that knows the answer, or you're the only one that knows the answer. Either or, it's equally bad. So we started to build up this community, and that's Martha, director of fun. That's like her thing. She builds up this community. But what happens is then we have these side conversations. So we actually had at least one pay for performance side conversation at the last admin boot camp. And maybe it's over coffee hour, or maybe it's over lunch, or maybe it's over drinks. We do drink. If they drink, they can drink. It's allowed. We went dancing. We had like a whole epic night out on Broadway in Nashville, a safe epic night out on Broadway in Nashville.
After they graduated
And got their pinning ceremony. It's a whole thing. It's very organized. But the idea is, even if it's not in the formal agenda, two things. One is they're going to have the same hallway conversations that you as an owner have when you're at a conference, or same bar conversations that you as an owner have when you're at a conference. Two, we've built an entire community around them where they can then ask their peers instead of having to ask you as the owner.
Yeah. Right. But Bryn, to answer your question about pay for performance, that's my stick. And I am very into pay for performance, and in a good way, in that I think it's a win-win for the owner and it's a win for the employee, because I ran a business for a long time where everyone was basically rewarded equally based on more on tenure. And I saw the inequities on that. I saw that you had somebody that just busted it.
Yeah,
and
pushes the good people away, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and it became very clear to me when I was giving out our 1 week vacation after a year employment. I had 2 people who came up to that year anniversary very close together. One was a rock star. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad she gets this time and blah, blah, blah. The other one is back when you had to handwrite checks, and I had to handwrite her vacation check. And it was somebody that I probably wouldn't keep in this day and time, but as I'm writing it with gritted teeth, I'm like, this isn't right. And from that point on, my PTO days are earned. My pay, is base pay plus earn, and then everything's very fair because everyone can earn it, but only the people who do the work will earn it.
So here's one of the cool things that I noticed happened is Martha just shared that, and she's not going to share that admin bootcamp because the owner has to be involved in that conversation. But what she did do is she'll share it with an admin who's like, my boss keeps asking me about this. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know where to start. I don't know how to research it. And so Martha's like coaching the admin about what the options are. Then the admin comes back to Martha and says, okay, we have follow-up questions. And each of us is doing that. So what we are now is we're like an expert in the pocket of the admin. And now they're building their own Rolodex so that they can help an owner find a solution to a question that's important to them. This came up with like labor rate. Tay had to help some people with Google My Business. Amanda has helped people with call recording. Like each of us is an expert that can help your admin get you, the owner, answers to the questions you're asking them. And you don't even realize that you're terrifying them. Like, they're like, I don't even know what does paper forwards mean? Like, how do I even start? And Martha just sits just like she did. And she'll be like, okay, well, here's the options. And then your admin can bring that back to you. I think that's one of the cool magical moments of Bootcamp Adventure.
So I guess I'm reading between the lines, like it just doesn't end after Bootcamp. Like there's an ongoing community that you guys have, right?
With ongoing education, it's awesome.
And merit badges.
And badges and homework.
Well, listen, we're getting close to our time. So I guess really, we're not really ready to announce anything yet, but we do know that you guys are going to be in Orlando in the same time that we are. So I guess
February 9th and 10th will be in Orlando, arriving on the 8th. And we have a website that we'll share here in the chat. And we have a coupon for GutterCon attendees because we love that we're going to be in Orlando at the same time as GutterCon. So the dates overlap. GutterCon is the 10th through the 12th, right? 10th to 12th. Yeah. We have a meet and greet on the 9th in the evening. And we say owners can go do GutterCon. You're not invited to admin bootcamp, but send your admins to us and we'd be happy to like coach them up, build them up, and give them back to you just in a really cool transformation way. So the coupon, Martha, what was it? Gutter 250?
Yep. Capital, if that matters. Gutter 250.
Perfect. So that's $250 off. I've dropped those in the live chat on Facebook, so you can catch those there. And Bren, we're so excited that we get to hang out with GutterCon, and we're definitely going to do a walk through the show floor in our uniforms just because. I hope so. I hope so. Okay, well, listen, thank you guys all for spending a little bit of time with me today. I know you're all very busy. Megan, I know it's crazy for you lately, so thank you for this. And great meeting the rest of you, so thank you so much. Do you have a coupon code for GutterCon? Well, I'm dropping in links. I'm linking to GutterCon. Do you have something for early registration? I don't have an admin person to deal with that sort of stuff. Okay, all right. Well, for now, at the very,
we got to solve that.
The very, very affordable, reasonable price of GutterCon. It is in the chat here. You can link to it. I have to say it was maybe my favorite event of last year, except QDS because of the luau and 80s party in San Diego. Tied. It was a tide. Okay. And I go to like 1 to 4 events a month, guys. And these 2 people put on my favorite ones of the whole year. Nice. So thank you for that, Megan. Job. Yeah.
We had a blast. Okay, but really looking forward to February for sure. So,
All
okay,
right.
guys,
All right.
good.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so
Good
now
night.
you're gonna hit the same 3 dots to end it.
Okay. Stop live stream.
Yep.